we've been programmed to misunderstand freedom. Freedom from oneness is the allowing of us to fractalize ourselves into individuated aspects of source consciousness. Hello, this is Sarita, and I'm here to help you understand the truth about who you are. So today I really wanted to talk about why people appear to be so self-destructive and how actually this is, if you like, the ultimate form of freedom, which in turn takes us towards love and oneness. And also why, when we are surrounded by people who appear to be self-destructive, why it's so annoying, why it drives us nuts when we are on the path of our inner work or self-actualization and self-awareness. Why are we so triggered by this when really we should be, you know, kind of all zen and observing without judgment? So I really wanted to go into this, and I wanted to go into this for a couple of reasons. One is that basically sometimes, and I think this is the case for many of you who are on this channel, and it certainly is the case for a lot of people that I speak to who come here on retreat or who I have sessions with, is that there are times where we really feel like our friends and family, the people we're really surrounded by, are deeply self-destructive. And often I've sat and thought about this, and I think that for many of us, those kind of light workers and star seeds on the planet appear to be kind of catapulted and born into families where there's a lot of darkness and a lot of unconsciousness, and it's hard. But I wanted to talk about this because actually the second reason I want to talk about this is because I've had a real light bulb moment on this one, and it really changed my perception of people who appear to be self-destructive, and it's helped me immeasurably. So I want to share this with you. So I've made some notes, so that if I look over here, that's why I'm looking at my notes. So basically, I think we need to start looking at this reality in a slightly different way. So what we know is that we are individuated, fractalized aspects of the creator, so that, if you like, the creator can have infinite experiences and know it himself better. I'm using the word him, but it could be a she or neither. He can know, the creator can know itself better. Okay. And so what I want to put it to you, and what my light bulb moment was that because there's polarity going on in this planet, we have, if you like, the light and the dark, or you could say we have oneness and separation. And so in order for us to experience ourselves as fractalized parts of the whole, to have this experience in polarity, we needed to have been able to, if you like, fall from oneness. So there's a kind of aspect on this planet which is a kind of descent, if you like, into hell, which is the ultimate form of separation. And there's an ascent back to oneness, where we can integrate everything that we've learned through our experience and feel ourselves as fully connected in source once again. So you've got oneness, separation, descent, ascent, light and dark. Okay, that's the polarity playing out upon this planet and within this universe, really. And we also know that one of the highest laws in this universe is the law of free will. We each actually have the free will to do whatever we want, and our free will is what creates our reality. So what I'm putting to you is that basically all of us at one point had to, if you like, fall from oneness and make the descent towards the opposite of oneness, which would be hell or self-destruction. And really what I'm asking you to, if you like, reflect upon is that self-destruction, so the fall away from enlightenment, the fall away from oneness, is actually the ultimate choice of freedom. We choose to be free from the creator. We choose to fractalize and be absolutely uniquely ourselves. And that is a form of choosing freedom, the freedom of free will. And I think when we look at these people who have really awful self-destructive behaviors, everything from just playing out their trauma or choosing just horrifically difficult karmic cycles, or people who are abusive, or people who are really in victimhood, or people with addictions, all of these kind of things that we look at, which appear so unconscious and so self-destructive. We've forgotten that basically they're choosing freedom to be exactly who they are in each moment. And they just happen to be on the descent into hell out of oneness. And at some point upon that descent, they will reach, if you like, hell or rock bottom, or a realization that it's now time to turn around and start their ascent back towards oneness. So the ascent is the opposite of destructive behaviors. The ascent looks like loving yourself. It looks like self-awareness. It looks like embracing your spirit, your spirituality, the energetic nature of this realm, expanding your awareness to become fully conscious of what's going on here. So one behavior which is actually freedom, looks like self-destruction. And the other behavior, which is actually love, is the road back to oneness. It looks like spirituality. We've got destruction and spirituality. And the thing is, we've all made this descent, but a lot of people on this channel have hit the rock bottom, or the place at some point, either in their past lives, or perhaps in this life, or perhaps it was yesterday, and they're making a choice to ascend. Now, this is all, of course, happening in relationship to the planetary consciousness. So many people are on the ascent into fifth dimensional awareness, having really explored all of the aspects, the polarity aspects of third dimensional, consciousness upon this planet. So many of us are on the ascent, and many of the people that we're surrounded by are on the descent. And the reason that we get so triggered by it is because we've forgotten that they have chosen freedom. They're in freedom. We think that they're in self-destruction, but actually they're not. They're in freedom. They're in the free fall and the freedom away from oneness. We've been there too, and it's absolutely imperative that they do that and that we've done that in order that we can now experience the ascent. And so it just looks so awful and dark and destructive because we've forgotten that. And part of the reason we've forgotten that is because of the matrix programming that makes it look like destruction and, you know, an all-encompassing materialism. But in order to experience this realm, we've got to be able to fall into that materialism so that we can then experience its opposite. So I'm just looking at my notes. So yeah, so one is the material. So as we fall, we turn, if you like, into matter. We become denser. The light that we are becomes crystallized into form and the material. And the material realm is very much linked to satanic energies. It's all about investing in the material, you know, thinking that that's the all that is, being invested in your egoic mind. And then the ascent is all about re-experiencing ourselves back as light, not crystallized light, but light which is more, if you like, flowing and fluid and luminous and less dense. So this is crystallization, which is, you know, solid light. And now we're coming back into more sort of flowing, luminous experience as we go back into source consciousness. And the reason that we're so deeply triggered by it is because we're on different roads. So as we go up, if you like, we see them perhaps going down, and we're like, you know, why aren't you helping us? We need to shift the planet. Come on, what are you doing? And we get really frustrated and we get angry because it feels like we're doing everything we can to raise, and we're not having the help of, if you like, these people around us. But actually, they're absolutely intrinsically part of it, because we need to know what freedom is so that we can experience what love is. And I think this is just so important. We've been programmed to misunderstand freedom. Freedom from oneness is the allowing of us to fractalize ourselves into individuated aspects of source consciousness. Yeah, that was what, sorry, I'm just looking at my notes. So obviously one looks like suffering and one looks like self-care, but actually, really, they're all love. It's the love of the experience, and it's the desire from oneness to know ourselves as individuated aspects so that we can know ourselves as its opposite, which is integrated aspects of the whole. So the next time you see someone who is displaying horrifically destructive behaviors, remember that they are just choosing freedom from source consciousness. And of course, as you fall, you know, and there are many references, you know, all over history and myth, you know, even the fall of Adam and Eve and all of those kind of mythical things. As you fall, it looks like evil, but it isn't. It's just, in order to have this teaching experience in this realm, which is based in duality and polarity, we have to have freedom and love, we have to have destruction and suffering, and we have to be able to fractalize and unify simultaneously. So the next time you see someone displaying destructive behaviors, thank them for choosing to individuate, because all of these individuations allow us as a whole to have an infinite plethora of experiences, which makes a myriad of, I don't know, it's like a glorious tapestry of experience, which we can then take back and add to the unification of the whole. So I hope that's made sense. It's really helped me, actually, as I've watched people self-destruct around me. And it's kind of it was a beautiful light bulb. It was a good one for me. I hope it helps you. And if it does help you, please like and share this video. And if you'd like to meditate with me live once a week, I'm on Patreon. And otherwise, keep doing what you're doing, beautiful people. And I will see you very soon.